This time last year, one block of West Capitol and West Sacramento was covered in drywall dust and piles of materials. This year, some of the city's homeless are off the streets and inside. It's been one of Mercy Housing's newest supportive projects. We have with us live this morning Mayor Martha Guerrero to share more about this development. Mayor, welcome back to Fox 40 News at 11.
Sounds great. Thank you for having me here today.
Definitely. 3 buildings appear to be part of this project. I drive past it frequently. The lights are on. I see people going back and forth. It kind of feels a part of the community. A little corner that's being rebuilt there. There's a gas station also going in. The project, is it completely finished?
Yes, it is completely finished. We have moved in about 120 individuals that are now being able to get off the streets permanently so that they have support in addition to resources that they need so that they can become more just reliable.
Definitely want to focus to be on independence here and getting to that and stability. Now, you mentioned it's about 100 people. How did you qualify to live there, and what, if any, do we expect the turnaround to be? So if somebody else is thinking about potentially qualifying in the future, what might they need to do?
So what they can do is call 211 in Yolo County, and they can be able to submit an application and see if they qualify. Low-income people or people that are on Social Security do qualify. Families do qualify. So they can go in and check in with the county on our Continuum of Care program.
Alrighty. Now, West Capitol, I think that the maybe best word to use is a challenged corridor in your city. If we're talking about by the boat ramp up and down West Capitol, how would you characterize the city's homeless problem this year at this time versus last year when you took over the reins at City Hall and when this project, first got started?
Well, fortunately, due to the funding that the governor has provided for Project Room Key and Home Key, we have been able to take about 169 people in the last year off from the streets and into shelter. And then from there, we've transitioned folks from Project Home Key into Mercy Housing, which is now providing 120 people housing support. So it allowed us to provide some vacancy in Project Home Key so that we can take a look at those that are on the wait list, trying to fill those spaces to be housed.
And we are taking a look at some video of this project over the construction period, but people are inside now and living there, as you've been telling us about. In terms of, like I said, the turnaround time, the supportive services that are being offered, is the goal to get people stable and then move them to another location and then get new folks in who need these supportive services? Or how long are we expecting someone might stay at this location?
We are anticipating that they can stay there as long as they need to. I think the challenge that we find today is to be able to find permanent housing, boarding care homes for those that need additional support while being housed. And just today, the governor announced additional funding, which we are going to be exploring to provide support through Bringing California Home Coalition, and also see what we can do to build additional housing or look at rental subsidies that the governor currently has provided out, is allocating out through the Housing Assistance Program.
All right, good development there. Aside from the homeless issue, what do you think the biggest issue is that West Sacramento is battling right now?
I think the challenging is supportive services, making sure that individuals have access to mental health support and substance abuse treatment. So in those areas, it is challenging. I think what the governor announced is expansion of those programs, and also the approval of CalAIM through the federal partnership that we have and the implementation of that. I think those are going to be great opportunities for Yolo County and for the state to be able to access additional resources that are critically needed for individuals that have been unhoused for many years and find themselves with medical conditions and just emotional and substance abuse issues that they need resources to be able to rehabilitate and become self-sufficient.
Full disclosure, I live in West Sacramento, and I hear a lot of people talking in West Sacramento, and that is a town that is still looking for some of the amenities of its bigger and perhaps more famous neighbor. So what are you doing in terms of bringing some of those cultural amenities to West Sacramento?
We are working closely with our individuals who would like to provide more resources, and it's just a matter of finding locations and also subsidizing it. So through our Parks and Rec Director, Tracy Michael, and working in collaboration with our West Sacramento Chamber of Commerce, we are exploring opportunities to find those throughout the city so that we can have those amenities here in West Sacramento.
And we're almost out of time, but just quickly, we love to break news here at Fox 40 News at 11. So any project that's close that you want to put the word out about now?
Well, we're continuing to work on making sure that our riverfront area there's no breaking news, but we're working on our I Street Bridge and working with the state so that we can get the financing to make sure that is taken care of this next year. So we're just very optimistic that with the federal funding that we received here in California, that we're going to make that happen next year, this coming.
And when you have that breaking news, we will definitely have you back. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye, Sandra.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
So